Happy Monday. It's November 20th, 2023. It's Thanksgiving week. So, my man, we are going to look at the superpower of gratitude and how you can literally change your life by just loving it and appreciating it. It's Monday morning with Ricardo Hamilton, aka Mims. Make it make sense. What's going on, brother?
Yes, sir, man. Happy Monday. Happy Mindset Monday. Shout out to the runners. And no, I think this is gonna be a great video and the way to start the week. Like you talk about gratitude. And I say it all the time, you got to count your blessings. It could always be worse. And of course it comes down to mindset and perception. So we definitely got some great content for you guys today to kind of start your week off with some motivation and some gratitude.
And it's always popular to be thankful for something during Thanksgiving. What we want to teach you guys and show you is to take that level of thankfulness and gratitude and do it all year long. There's no reason to only do this in November. This is a superpower that is free and unlimited. So let's get into the video. Today, we're going to be watching a video from David Meltzer, who's a very famous motivational speaker. He works a lot with sports teams. So let's get right into it.
It might just be me. I don't have any audio.
Let me see. I might have hit the wrong button. Yes, I did.
Gratitude. Simple gratitude. Throughout the whole process of consistently, persistently pursuing my potential, I was grateful. It made my past better, my present brighter, and my future even brighter than that. In fact, I tell people all the time, if you want to change your life, change your employee's life, your family life, it's very simple. 2 words: say thank you. Say thank you before you go to bed, and say thank you when you wake up. And I guarantee you, if you can do that for 30 straight days, your life will change. Now, I have studied.
He's going to mention that a couple times, guys. And so what's important about that is the state of mind when you fall asleep and the state of mind when you wake up are 2 of the most important times of the day that you need to control. So he's going to mention that multiple times in this video, is saying thank you before you go to bed and thank you when you wake up. And the other thing that I always add is I have everything I need. And so that's that gratitude coming in, and appreciate life and know that you have everything that you need. And that takes care of 90% of the problems you might run into.
Studied physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics. I've made over $100 million, lost it, and made it back again. And I know one thing: gratitude's the reason. And even though I tell people the easiest way to get to where you want to be is just to be grateful, we're so far in our own way, we don't do it. Why is gratitude so important? Because no matter what you want, money, relationships, philanthropy, whatever it is you want, your perspective is everything. And there's only one thing that controls your perspective: your gratitude.
So that's a key point there. And Gary Vaynerchuk talks about this all the time, is the 2 most important things you can control are the gratitude that you have, and you get gratitude by having perspective. And he talks all the time saying, if you live in America, you are in the top 3% of people in the entire world. So, I understand bad things happen, but if you live in America, you really have nothing to complain about when you look at how people are living in Central, South America, Africa, certain parts of Asia. We hit the jackpot if we live in this country. Obviously, we're not perfect. We have issues. But when you have that perspective, it can totally change the way you view your life.
Yeah, no, I think that's key. And I think when most people realize that that's why we talk about the gratitude, it comes down to your perception. A lot of people are complaining, or, they're unhappy with a situation that they're dealing with, whether it's work or whether it's family or whatever it is. And I always say, when you put it in proper perspective, just count the blessings, because it could always be worse, especially when you realize that there are people who are dealing with, like you talked about, outside of the United States, they're dealing with way more serious problems than what you're dealing with. So you really just got to, count the blessings, and that eliminates stress. That allows you to, have a better day. be able to attract and manifest what you want to see, because you're eliminating the friction in your ability to receive the blessing, because you're not focused on the negative, and you're open to the gratitude and receiving it as well. So yeah, it definitely comes down to perception.
Yeah, good point. And when you shift that perspective, your energy changes, as we talk about all the time, and then you will have the law of attraction, the law of vibration, where good things are coming to you in the universe.
Yeah, you come in tune.
Gratitude makes your past awesome, your present better, and your future brighter. When I look at things as simple as getting stuck at a stoplight, I use the F-bomb immediately because I'm a time freak. This is one of my favorite speeches ever, because it's the first one that started a minute early. And everybody was here. It was awesome, right? They didn't waste any time. Well, I'm a time freak. And literally, if you're grateful, that time, it doesn't matter. You're sitting there and you're just like, thank you. I'm stopped at the stoplight because I sit in the universe's favor. God knows what would have happened if I went through there. What would have happened if I got the green light? Because instead of think I'm being punished, I'm being blessed. Everything's a blessing to me. I walk off a stage.
I love what he said there about saying thank you for everything. And I even say to celebrate, when you have pain or trials or struggles in your life. Because if you're viewing everything as a blessing, then everything is a blessing. So even the way that you simply drive can change your life. If you're getting pissed off at people taking turns, or, you're hitting a red light, or people cut you off, rather than, living angrily, just be thankful for everything and, let people get in. And I think the way you just drive can totally change the way and perspective that you have in that day.
Yeah, it's hard to, while you're in the midst of your challenges, your troubles, whether it's family or work or home, it's hard to have that mindset. But it's your ability to harness and know inside of you that what you're going through and essentially is a blessing, because it is going to be a greater outcome. There's
Yes.
going to be a greater benefit. There is a lesson to learn. It is something that you have to go through. And it might not be something that you have to go through for yourself. It could be a story that you have to go through so you can share with others, so you can have a reference and some guidance, some wisdom, because you only get wisdom through experience, through time. And so you have to go through things so you can be a light, a pathway to show people the way through when they come through those same challenges. And you have the ability in that process to have gratitude and have the proper perception. And therefore, that's why you will have a greater life than the situation that you're dealing with right now, if you have the proper mindset and gratitude and focus.
No, that's an excellent point, Ricardo. That was one of the hardest lessons I learned. And it's all throughout the Bible that God puts us through those experiences and those trials so that we'll be able to help other people with those. I mean, if everything was always perfect in our life, what would we have to offer people?
Yeah, exactly.
And talk about gratitude. And it's as if they hadn't been told anything about gratitude. Because you're truly channeling a higher level of awareness of gratitude. So for example, you can say, most people know what appreciation is. Well, I say, well, gratitude's deeper than just being grateful for what you attract. It's everything comes through us, and we're vehicles of appreciation, meaning we have to add value. But we don't add value until we've given it away, right? We don't know what we have. The word appreciation is simple. It means to add value. Work with the universe. And how do we do that? Through appreciation. That's how you command the universe, through appreciation. Every single thing that's happening, I get stopped at a red light. I fall and break my leg. I lose all my money. Whatever it is that had happened, I know there's only one solution to it, is to appreciate it and say, oh, thank you. Something is appreciated. I'm going to take this in, learn from it. I'm going to add value to it, and then I'm going to give it away. Without appreciation, we put faith in the past. Therefore, we put faith in the past. What happens? The past becomes our future. We wonder why this always happens to me. Why? Because you're putting faith in the past. You put faith in what you don't want. What are you going to get? What you don't want. Every single time. That's the way it works. And so we have to have a vessel. Things can't happen to us. They can't happen for us because we're only so big. the first quarter of my life, I lived that way, and I thought I was living in the groove because everything happened for me. I was a toptimist. You were a victim. I grew up with nothing. Everything happens for me. But guess where I ended up? Being grateful for everything that happened for me. That's not appreciation, because I wasn't adding value to what I had received. I wasn't in a state of receivership. I have studied physics, quantum physics, and metaphysics. I have not found any great truth from studying those great sciences, except for one thing: gratitude works. Simply say thank you. Raise your hand if you think you can say thank you for 30 straight days. Yeah. Most people raise their hands. I've been in front of thousands of people, and they all raise your hands. The saddest thing for me is by tonight, half of you won't say thank you. I've given you the biggest, simplest gift to change your life, and we're so far in our way that half of you won't say thank you tonight, and by tomorrow morning, another half of you won't say thank you, and within 3 days, almost all of us will not say thank you.
So I told you he was going to talk about that a lot, Ricardo. And this is where the discipline, the daily discipline comes down. You know, when we've talked about Joe Dispenza and different ways to change your life, is you have to put in the work. You have to do it constantly, continuously, and consistently, as you famously say, to make this happen. It can't be a one and done. Oh, I'm good now. I'm living in the right vibration. It has to be just like when you're working out. It has to be something that you're doing daily.
Yeah, it's almost like I look at it. You talked about earlier. You said channeling, and people don't realize it, but whether it's not something you believe in, you're consciously or subconsciously doing it every day. You're channeling. It's like when you get in your car and you turn on the radio. You go lower in the frequency or higher, and you're going to get a different sound. And whatever sound that you want to resonate with, that's what you're going to listen to, and that's what you're going to be receiving, and that's the energy that's going to be put in you, and that's what you're going to work off for that day. So if you're listening to news, or if you're listening to rap music, or you're listening to classical music, or you're listening to motivation. So it's the same thing. What are you consciously tapping into to be able to create the lifestyle you want, but also to be able to deal with the lifestyle that you have while you're in the creation or making of the lifestyle that you want. And so in life, we respond to things. The things don't actually affect us. It's us affecting what we are being interacted with. Just like when you take prescription drugs, the prescription drug is not really doing something to your body. It's your body responding to what you have placed in your body that is creating the effects that they say their drugs have. It's not the drug. It's you. It's your body responding to that. So the same thing in your environment. Whatever you're going through, it's not necessarily what you're going through that's the problem. It's how you are responding and thinking about that situation.
No, excellent point, man. Way to break it down.
It is so difficult. It's so difficult to do something every single day that I was still on stage teaching this, and it actually took me 9 months before I said thank you, before I went to bed, and before I woke up every single day for 30 straight days. Try it. That's how hard it is, but it will change your life. I'm a big believer.
So I love how open and honest and transparent he was there, right? He's a motivational speaker. He's telling people to do this for 30 days, and it took him 90 days to do 30 days in a row. So we're not saying that this is easy, but it is simple. It's just the follow through, and how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to be happy? Do you want to be successful? Do you want those things to come to you?
Yep. And I always say God's time is the best time. So you might want it right now, but you're meant to have it later on. And that is the right time for you to have it. And you have to accept that and be in flow with that current.
And say thank you for not giving me that thing you want,
Right.
Every single day you have to be focused. Persistency comes from consistency. You cannot quit, and you have to be.
You need to add that to your repertoire, Ricardo. Persistency. What did he say again?
Persistency comes from consistency or something.
Yes.
Like that.
Let me make sure we get that right.
You cannot quit, and you have to be inspired. Enjoy the pursuit of your potential. This have to be focused. Persistency comes from consistency. You cannot quit, and you have to be inspired. Enjoy the pursuit of your potential. There's 3 different worlds that people live in. The first one is a world of not enough, right? There's just a shortage of things. We live in a world of not enough. Then there's people that live in a world of just enough. And then there's a world of more than enough. I traveled to Africa this summer, and it was a remarkable thing. I had my camera guy there, and we went down into this Mama Jane's house. And I went into her home. She had dirt floors, thatch roof, and she had the first TV. She had clean water, the very first TV. And so my cameraman Justin over there, he asked her, he said, aren't the other mamas, aren't they jealous that you have this great house, this great TV? And she looked at him and said, well, no, why would they be jealous? They come here and ask me what I did to get it. Teach me how to get that. And then asked him, said, why would people be jealous where you live? And he said, yeah, people are jealous all the time of what I have and what they don't have. They live in a world of not enough. And she, a woman who lives on a dirt floor, who one of her biggest prides is to have clean water, says to Justin, I feel sorry for you. It was at that moment that I realized that we live in a universe of more than enough. You have more than enough of everything. But a lot of people think they don't have enough. You're looking for more. You have to focus on what you do have. So if you're fast, focus in on that. If you're strong.
So I obviously loved this one specifically. And, you know, I felt the same way when we went to Africa. You know, you got to see these people who basically have nothing, right? Dirt floors, thatch roofs, and they're happy as can be. They're getting a little piece of candy. And that mindset that people have in America of they choose to live in scarcity, right? They choose to envy, to want what other people have. They're not, or they just say, oh, I'm barely getting by, rather than choosing to live in an abundance and realizing I have more than enough. There's more than enough to go around. I don't need to be jealous of somebody else. I can be happy for them and say, how did you get to where you got? And learn from them and surround yourself with winners. That's what this is about. So I just love that he brought in Africa there, since we had the chance to go there. Basically, it was about a year ago we went.
Yeah. I mean, early exposure is critical. You know, this type of information, this type of download and understanding of how to think and go about life is something that needs to be understood as soon as you can talk, read, and write, and never stops. You know, at that point, and this should be taught in school. But it's about early exposure. The earlier that you can get exposed to different environments, different worldviews, different societal systems, the better you can, compare and be able to appreciate, like he talked about, have appreciation, and realizing that there are different ways that, people do things, and some give them better results than others. And that allows that individual to, when they're dealing with their own situation, have some tools and resources. Because I think a lot of people just don't have tools and resources. They don't know how to, what to, because once again, they didn't have, either the scenario or somebody who's been in that scenario to kind of guide them properly. But this is information and ways of thinking that, needs to be taught in school, and people need to be thinking about on a consistent basis. And a lot of things in life will be much easier.
Yeah, and I think, what you said there, again, just comes down to perspective and being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And I know as a father, that's, and probably I'm sure yours too, Ricardo, is that's one of the number one things I always try to teach my boys, is to have that gratitude and appreciate, all the blessings we've been given.
Yeah.
Strong, focus in on that. If you're a role player, focus in on that. But don't quit. Hit it every single day and be honest. Illuminate what you don't do well and ask for help. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to get a lot of blessings that you don't understand.
Okay, this is, especially for what we do, Ricardo, if you guys are paying attention, put away the distractions right now. This is an amazing clip. We'll make a little short of this because he is spot on here when it comes to people in sales, in marketing, in direct marketing, network marketing. This is what you need to remember every day as you're going out to try to grow your business.
Right? It's called no. Anybody ever hear no? Yep. Let me teach you how you're going to love no and be grateful. for no. And it's a simple lesson. Just imagine that you are only 25 no's from getting what you want. What if I told everyone in here, only 25 no's from getting what you want? When you get the first no, you'd be excited. You won't be bummed at all. You'd be rushing to the 10th no. When you got the 20th no, you'd be super excited. And when the 24th no came, you would have a party because you knew the 25th no was coming next. And then what? You get what you want. Well, I'm here to tell you that's the way the universe works. You are only so many no's from getting what you want. You just don't know how it's going to come. I dreamed, after knowing I wasn't going to be a football player, I dreamed of being a sports agent. And if people ask me, how you become a sports agent? I told them, here's what you do. Start off trying to be a football player, then go to be a doctor, then change to be a lawyer, then go into technology, then go into Silicon Valley and raise money, then become a CEO of a handheld company, then become an angel investor and real estate developer, own everything. And then, oh, of course I forgot, lose all your money. And then that's how you become a sports agent, because that's exactly what happened to me. That's not how you become a sports agent. How I became a sports agent is I regained my gratitude the same way I made the first time. I'm focused very specific.
So I love what he said there about the no's. You know, a lot of people get in this industry and they struggle with that. You know, they get down on themselves. They, you know, lose focus. They, you know, give up, get down, where you should be saying thank you for that no, because you're going to need so many no's to get to where you want to go.
Yeah, once again, it's the no is not them saying no to you, it's you saying no to yourself. And you have to get over you saying no to yourself so many times till you start to have success. You see, because somebody says no to you and you internalize that, and
Right.
then you say no to yourself, and then you believe that what it is that you want, you can't get because something outside of you said no, and then you internalize the no. But you have to go through enough of your own self no's and, you know, negative thoughts and why you can't, and challenges inside yourself, so you have time to manifest what it is that you want to see in the physical. Because it's never about the outside person. Once again, it's always about you and your perception and what's inside of you. But we think that because the person outside of us says no, that is a sentence on what we can or can't do. And it's us overcoming our own mindset of that outside no, becoming an internal no, and reversing that, and then having the growth that we want to see.
Yes. So celebrate the no's, guys. Celebrate everything, good or bad. Just say thank you.
Specifically on the productivity, accessibility, and the monetization of what I'm doing all day long. And the key to it is, how do I stay inspired? Right? The key is that I'm connecting to everybody, and literally all I'm doing, unlike other people, they allow themselves to depreciate in energy. I'm appreciating my energy. Appreciation is gratitude. I'm appreciating my energy. What does that mean? That every time that I meet someone like you, or that I'm feeding off of you, I am sucking off of you, your energy, because I'm so grateful that God's blessed me with 3 more people that I can help. And more, there's no way you're not inspired when you help people. Your ideas, you know, your ideas can change someone's life. That's why the 5-minute mentoring, I know, because in my head, I know, be more interested than interesting. Just because somebody loves you doesn't mean they give you good advice. You know, gratitude, be positive, say thank you for everything. Possibilities, the probabilities, the perspective. Those are the things right there. Every single day, I think to myself, gosh, if there's just one person in the room of here, a full room, that hears it the same way I do, that is worth flying overnight, taking a train at midnight, getting up, right? Not making money, but helping other people make money, allowing it to come through me. So now that each one of you that have stayed 45 extra minutes over, right, can go and say to your kids or your friends, hey, take a deep breath. Be grateful. This is okay. Find your blessing. Find your blessing. There are no struggles. Let's infuse purpose and passion into that. Why don't you use that time to do this? Why don't you do whatever it is? Hopefully, we'll send you the video. You can rewatch it. If there's lessons that you want, remind yourself. Because if you're going to take something away, know that nothing happens unless it's consistent every day, persistent without quit, and you're enjoying the pursuit of that potential.
I love what he said there at the end, Ricardo. And, guys, that's why we're doing this. That's why we're doing this 90-day run is we love helping people. We want to see you guys win. Appreciate everyone showing up today. Mims, any last words? Just to kind of summarize and really make it make sense when it comes to gratitude being a superpower that is unlimited and free for anyone to claim.
Yeah, great show today, man, and great video you put up for us, Mike. I think it's a great way to start the week and having gratitude. And like you said, it's not necessarily just starting the week. It's something that you need to have practice in your life in general, every single day, 365, 366 in the leap year, right? And especially in these times right now, because, it's challenging for a lot of people. And we understand that it will get worse. But, one thing you have to do is, even while it's bad, still be grateful for what you do have. Still be grateful for the roof over the head, the access to clean drinking water, the clothes on your back. You have to break it down to the most simplest of things to be grateful for, and then build upon those things. And you have to be grateful, for the people in your life, that help you in that process, that try to, pour into you, and not take from you, that pour into the world and community at the same time. And, also at the same time, he talked about, just because they love you doesn't mean they're giving you good advice. You have to, be aware of where that, where's their motivation, where's that information coming from, and that discernment. So I think that, when you do practice gratitude, when you do say, thank you, when you do have a positive mindset, even during the worst of situations, it can only lead to a more positive outcome for you, regardless if the existential is a negative. It's going to be more positive in your health, mental, and eventually the physical will return back.
Yeah, I used to always do this trick when I got down is I would just think to myself, I have both my legs. I can see, I can hear. You have nothing to complain about. If you have those basic things we all take for granted, there's no reason to get down. There's no reason to mope around the world. There's no reason to be angry or bitter towards people. All that's going to do is bring more of that into your life.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So the Smart Finance 90-day run is still going until December. I can't remember the exact date, mid-September somewhere. So we're going live every day at noon. All the info you need for everything we're doing is in the Runners app. So you can get to that by going to runwithrick.com or richdaddy.org. I'm assuming we'll probably just do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week and take off for the holiday. So we hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and remember to celebrate Thanksgiving every day. Live with gratitude and abundance, and those things will be drawn to you, and your life will be blessed as you say, thank you, and I have everything I need.
All right, everybody. Have a great week. Happy holiday. Tech Tuesdays tomorrow. Lace up. Let's get wealthy.
All right. Peace.